The mountains are a funny place to be. If you'll notice, I'm in the mountains and I'm not outside, and the back of my truck looks like all of my gear exploded. So, why is my gear all jammed in the truck? Well, that's a funny thing about mountains. I was sitting outside preparing to do some filming. It was 50 degrees, like, okay, it's a little cool. I was sitting back behind my truck here. I had my chair, and I thought, hey, not too bad. And then it got colder and colder, and I thought, gosh, that wind's really coming up. But the forecast, said, yeah, no problem, nothing until later this afternoon. It's the mountains. No. So as I'm sitting here, as you can see, I've completely cleared my camp. There's other people's trash that I need to clean up. And I thought, wow, I better start looking around. And I look around, and on that hill there was a wall of haze headed for me. I'm like, oh, wow. Now, if I were in the military, I would have been severely reprimanded for not looking around. But, didn't quite expect that. I get caught out sometimes. And I saw this wall moving towards me, and just the speed, I thought, oh, I've got about maybe 12 minutes. Maybe. So I immediately thought, do I want my gear soaked in 35 degrees sleet and ice and misery? No, absolutely not. Even though I can certainly set it up and deal with it, filming is another matter. So if you're out and you're thinking, oh, hey, it's 35, 40 degrees. Well, it wasn't. It was actually about 20, 25. Didn't quite have a thermometer on me. And the forecast showed it should rain this afternoon. So when I saw that wall moving towards me, I said, heck no. So here's my gear. There's my tent, my bags, fuel. I wanted to keep everything dry, and the last thing I put in there is my sleeping bag. Now, you might wonder why I jammed my sleeping bag in last instead of first. I put the sleeping bag initially in the front seat here, and I did not want my sleeping bag on the bottom because I have poles, I have gear, I have all sorts of stuff, and the worst thing would be to put a hole in that sleeping bag. If I put a hole in my tent, I won't cry. I put a hole in that Western Mountaineering Megalite or Versalite, I'm going to cry. That thing's crazy expensive. So I prioritize what can get wet and everything, what can be protected. And because I've got my vehicle here, I categorized protection over wet because I wasn't sure exactly what's going to happen. The temperature's still continuing to drop. It's like 25 degrees. I'm freezing. There's no way I'm going to do filming. But the key here is, okay, do I protect for wetness or for damage? And in this case, I didn't want to get anything wet because I'm just going to go home after I film this, but I didn't want to damage it. So I thought immediately, no, even though the sleeping bag and my puffy coat are the most important things to keep dry, I could always just throw them in the front seat, be totally fine. So I just decided to put the sleeping bag in the front seat, jam all my other gear, just zip it up, throw it in, and voila. And that's a funny thing about being in the mountains is you never know what's going to happen. 2 hours ago when I was filming, it was cool, but the sun was out. It was nice and warm. I'm facing this way, getting all ready. And, oh, here comes some more snow. I can hear the wind. See the trees move here? And that means something's coming in because I'm starting to see snowflakes. Oh, there it is. See that wall of haze? Oh, let me flip this around. Can I flip through? No, I can't. Yeah, there's a wall of haze right there. And you can start seeing the snow coming in. That wall of haze would either be rain or snow. If it's rain, it's really thick, but it's already snow. So, lesson for me, always keep the head on the swivel in unsettled weather. It should have been okay, but it's not. And that wall of haze is going to bring me snow. I'm just fine here in northern Washington. But that was the lesson, and that's the thing I talk about in my Motivated Amateur's Guide to Winter Camping is always pay attention, and I didn't take my own advice. So now I have a pile of gear I can get my tent out. That snow is probably not going to hit for another 10 minutes and get my tent packed up correctly. But yeah, I'm not going to stand out here and film in the freezing weather. So Aaron Lansdowne here. Check out links to everything in the description and the comments. Thanks for watching.